First, you have to train the body so this is loose. So when you first start, run bar a second, when you first start doing drills, you get a lot of that from me. Because if it's tense, that whole structure is locked up. So to start with, you have to be dead fish. So if I pull, right, there's some give there. That's to start with. But if you're dead fish, that's collapsing energy. So if I'm in here and I punch really, really hard, that just collapses. This has to be one solid piece from here to here. Okay? But to start, it has to be relaxed. So you get your hands slapped a lot. Because most people, I mean, I first started, I was probably doing it like this, you know. What's wrong with you, fool? I don't get it, you know. Because you got to relax, especially being a white guy. The structure right here on the bong, it's about 110 degrees. If it's too collapsed here, it's too much pushing in here, it becomes a lan sao. Too much pushing. The energy is right here. For me, I don't ever use a bong sao from a non-contact position. Non-contact being, if Brian punches, okay, well, let me back up. I'll never say never. I don't typically like to do that. All right, it's because I'm tall, I have a long bridge. I use more bu cutting lines just because of the advantage that I have. The bong sao, that's why I have my stick here. The elbow is always above the line from his center to my center. So if I was in a bong sao, because of that line right there, my elbow is above that line of attack. If I'm like this, my elbow is above that line of attack. Okay? Because I have to be able to cut that incoming force. Because in this situation, Brian would be taller than me, I have to get the bong sao up. So if I'm practicing as Brian, my bong's here. If I'm practicing at Shaquille O'Neal, my bong's here. It's because of the incoming force that's coming towards you. Okay? Okay. On the bong, the energy, actually let me do it this way so the camera can see. As it comes towards me, that rotates, come a little stronger towards my center. He's rotating my arm. I roll, and it goes back towards his center. Roll, back towards his center. So I'm rolling the energy off, let's do this arm. I'm rolling the energy off, I'm rolling the energy off my arm here. It rolls, go towards my center, no, go over there. I roll it, and it goes back towards him. So it's going like this. When you do the forms, why are you going like this? Because your energy is going back towards the center. Okay? Back towards the center. So to start with, this has to be relaxed. However, more advanced students, the thumb, if you have just a tiny little bit of a cock to that, it stays relaxed, but this maintains a strong structural position. So I don't know if you guys have seen it. If Brian leans on my arm, leans towards me, like more towards, not down towards my center. Gotta push towards my center. Yeah. I can maintain a relaxed defensive position here. Push harder, harder, harder. I can stay strong in this position because I keep it one piece. My hand goes relaxed, then it collapses. Okay, more advanced students, there's times for that to happen. If he's pushing really, really hard, I might let that collapse, come around more to do elbows or other kinds of techniques. But for now, for the bong, a slight thumb cock. Tiny, 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 tiny. But this has to be relaxed. So when I'm rolling with Brian, okay, I'm maintaining a strong position here with just a little bit of a thumb cock, but my hands are really relaxed. It's hard to get to that point, but you got to make sure it's relaxed but strong. This goes back to the I think the energy said the water hose. It's projecting back. Okay, so the bong, it rolls, projects. Rolls, projects. So imagine if I'm in contact, that comes towards me, I'm rolling back towards his center. I'm projecting it back into his body. So a drill is he comes towards me, I literally try to knock him off balance. Other side. Why can you do that? Because he's projecting here, and now as I let that go, I have it go back into him. I'm point of contacts here. This is more for senior students, but you guys can still, if it's too much, that's okay. Point of contact's here, but watch what happens. He comes towards me, this rolls to here, and I let that energy pass. Now I come back. So by the roll, it's literally, let me use this arm a second. It's here. I'm rolling to this part of his arm. He comes towards me. I'm rolling it. Now his energy's out here. Now I can go around the back side of that. So it's no different than someone having a really stiff fist out here. That motion. This motion. Because the energy is already extended. Does that make sense to everybody? This is why we always keep our energy in our elbow. If I push towards Brian and he rolls to a bong sow, where's my energy? It's here. The whole thing's projecting in. Now if he lops, I can still maintain a defensive positioning. I'm not overextending my energy. Okay? So bong, you're literally letting the person trap themselves because you're rolling past it and they're stiff out over here. Okay? All right. The woo protects the bong protects the woo. When you're doing lop style drill, whatever it is, if I'm in contact and Brian punches, the woo sow protects because he comes in really hard and it collapses, that woo sow is still there to defend. Okay? Woo protects the bong protects the woo. Timing. The timing starts and finishes at the same time. That starts, both this motion finishes at the same time. Okay? So when you're practicing lop style drill, it's same time. Start, finish, same time. You're not going same time. Okay? Same time. So to get there, you have to really, really focus the energy in this part of your arm. It's here, between here and here. This motion. It's not down here. Okay? Someone that's really, really good, if I'm in contact and he punches, and if he has really good energy and sensitivity, I can feel that. That's good. Now if I lop, he should be able to adjust off that and defend. If it's too stiff, boom. Because I've rolled past it. He's thinking I'm right here, right? He comes towards me, I roll behind it, and then come back in. So I gain the advantage. So the bong cell stays strong when you do stance turn, and it rolls around that point, and then comes from here to here, and you're going around the person's arm. Okay? So that for me, that's why I only like to use bong from a point of contact. Because to me, it gives me an advantage as it comes in, as I roll around that point to then knock the person off guard. So one of the drill I'll have you guys do before we get done tonight is, what you're going to do is, from this position, he's going to push towards my center. I'm going to roll, and then I'm trying to knock him off balance. And I come back over this side. He's going to roll, knock him off balance. Come back over here. Back over here. So you're training your energy to go back into the person. Back into the person. Contact. It doesn't matter how big and strong they are. It doesn't. The reason is if I'm coming in like this and now my energy's out here, again, you're rolling past that point. So think about this. Oh, one more thing. Center line. The bong sow, when you perform the bong, points at the other shoulder. So the energy's here, that comes towards me. I roll towards that other shoulder. If I go too much, now I leave myself exposed. If I go too little, that collapses. The other shoulder puts me in that right strong position. So when you do the drill, when you do the roll and back into the person like that, okay, you'll feel it more. Now you have to be careful with this. It's not, as you notice, I'm not going. All it is a slight roll in. It's a slight roll in. But when you're feeding, make sure, watch what I do when I feed it. Make sure make sure you get the other hand. I'm coming into his, I go ahead and do like a stance turn. And try to send the energy back into me. So remember, it's roll, roll, send. Towards my center. Yeah. Try to knock me off balance. You're going too much that way. So one more time. It comes towards me. You're going too much that way. It comes towards me. Ready? Okay. So structure testing. How's his bong sao doing? If he rolls and has me doing like that, that's a pretty damn good bong sao. Okay? Does everyone see that? Okay. So roll, roll. Remember, stance, turn, send. Stance, turn, roll it. Now that comes towards me, exactly behind it. Yeah, more stance, turn. It's okay. All right, so we got about 5-10 more minutes. Everyone give it a try. Here, Larry, so you guys get a little closer so you guys can see it. So all you're going to do here is, I'm just going to use here, I'm going to push towards the center, and he's going to try to roll it. And I'm going to go the other hand. I'm going to push towards the center, and he's going to try to roll me over. For this hand. Good, good, that was a good one. Why knocking him over? Because that goes back towards my center. That avoids any habits of rolling, going too much. Because where's the center? There's the center. Where's the center? It goes right back to center every time. When you guys do the pressure back to center, make sure it comes back to this point. Larry, if you're going too low, if it's going down here, that's a low bong. Okay? It has to come back towards the center to that roll for the technique to work. Just to make sure, when you guys do it, I'm facing this way, so I'm rolling with it going this direction in, and then I'm facing this way to go this direction. If you start out too square, it's too hard. So remember your stance turning with the bong sao, right? So this gives you better opportunity to feel it as it comes in, and then send it back. You see that? So now I'm stance turn this way, it comes towards me, I send it back. Right.
It's also good to wait for the energy instead of forcing the energy.
Right. Yeah, that's right. That's right. I'll let you roll me.
Yeah. There you go.
All right. It's really important that this drive towards the center of the person. Okay. If I'm going over here, that's not a threat to Brian. If I'm going over here, that's not a threat to Brian. This move, passive versus active. Don't think of those terms. He's moving me. He's moving me to a bong sao. I'm not moving this position. He's moving me because it's attacking here. So as that point attacks, it goes towards me. It's coming in. Look what it does to my arm. He's moving me. I'm not moving him. So I'm not going. He's moving my arm. Move it. Attack, attack. There you go. Attack harder. Right.
That's why you need more energy.
This is critical right here. Now I'm glad I remembered. If I'm attacking towards his center, okay, there's where his center line is. If he doesn't attack towards my center with this, it's not a threat. I'm going here, so he goes too much to the side. I don't have to worry about that. I don't have to go. If he attacks directly towards my center, he's moving my arm into the bong sao. This is still a bong sao, right? Or excuse me, that's still a lap sao. But if you're constantly attacking back towards the center, I don't have to worry about this if this isn't coming to my center. So just put your arms up towards me. Okay. I'm sensing where he's going. If I know, okay, now he's going there. I don't have to do much. As soon as he goes offline somewhere, I can sense and feel that. So the bong, if he's coming back towards my face, that's a threat. But because he's coming back towards my threat, I can roll around that and send it back to his center. So it won't work if Brian's pushing over there. How come I can't get him off balance? It's because it's not a threat. If I'm here and he's going that direction, I don't have to worry about it because his hand is going side to side. So if you're constantly attacking back towards his center this direction, okay, I'm a threat to him. He's not a threat to me. As soon as his hand goes back towards my center, that's now a threat. If I'm here, he goes hard towards my center, he's rolling me. He's physically rolling my arm. But he won't roll me if he's going too much that way. He's not going to roll the arm, right? What if I'm here? He comes towards my center. Is he going to roll my arm? No, I'm already in. So if I'm always attacking his center, no matter where my body position is on him, I'm attacking. He's going to move my arms out of the line. I'm not moving him. Does that make sense? He's moving my arms. If he's chasing my hands, but if he's attacking towards my center, I have to be defensive. So that's why you always attack back to the center, because they have to be on their guard. The other night we're doing the drill. If Brian has a shot in, I'm not doing this. I gain nothing by it because he just punches at that hand, and now I'm chasing this hand. But as soon as he punches me, and as soon as I go back towards the center, guess what he has to do? He now has to defend. Does that make sense? So this drill is critical. It's real important sometimes. I thought some of you guys are struggling with it because the person feeding has to be attacking towards the center, because it won't roll the bong using that technique unless it's attacking to my center. If it's going that way, I don't worry about it. I just hitting him. I'm hitting him until he attacks back towards my center. And then as he goes back to my center, now it's a different game, right? Does that make sense, everybody? So it's not passive versus active. It's he's rolling me. If you're constantly attacking towards the center, always going back there, he's hitting himself. Because if he's chasing my hands, I'm just going whole, whatever he's doing. I don't worry about it because I'm always going back this direction. Does everyone understand? Does that make sense? The one thing to remember, Wing Chun is a language. Okay, and I said that earlier. You know, I write differently than Larry, and I write differently than Brian. I write differently than Renee. The concepts and the rules are still the same. It's just how I express it's differently because my body structure is different than Renee's. So when I go over these techniques, it's not a right versus wrong a lot of times. You can do a technique wrong, but how you express it becomes your own. If you guys had a chance to practice with Stan over a period of time, you can kind of see his progress where the more he practices, he has his own technique. The style is a little different than mine, and that's normal. So a lot of times you'll get like, well, Pete, you said this, and Renee says that, and Ho Ming says this. Oh my God, I'm confused. It's okay. Doing the same techniques, the same foundation drills, all the different activities that Renee, Ho Ming, I teach just as Renee taught me, but I apply it differently than Renee does. And you're going to apply different than me than you. You'll do much different than me, right? Because I can use a long bridge, but you can't. So in time, by doing Chi Sao, that comes out. That expression comes out because you find out what works for you and what doesn't work for you. Does that make sense?